Hi guys! I wanted to do a little recap of my favorite moments from summer. First of all, thank you to Volvo for making it possible for me to spend time with my family and to travel around Sweden safely. My summer didn't turn out the way I'd planned, but it still ended up being exactly what I needed. I went to the West Coast to spend a few days with Rasmus' parents. I ended up having to rush to the emergency room and have an emergency surgery. This was 7 weeks ago, and I now feel better physically. Mentally, I'm not 100% there yet, and I'm still processing everything. After surgery, I recovered at my parents' place for a few days. I then decided it was time to leave our summer place on my favorite little island. We spent 2 weeks here, surrounded by family, and it was exactly what I needed. It felt scary to be alone, and to be honest, it still does to some extent. We didn't wake up to sunshine every day, so when we did, I would pull back the curtains and it would soak it all in. The breeze, the birds singing, the sun heating up my skin, and we baked a lot of bread. We ate the bread every single morning, and when we could, we would eat it outside, but otherwise we would sit inside and watch the wind ruffle the trees and the rain and nourish the nature. These mornings are my favorite. Being here was exactly what I needed. And we baked a lot. We made bread, we made muffins, summer cakes, everything that tasted and looked like summer we made. We would eat in our garden, or we would bring it down to the water if the weather allowed. My dad would usually make the bread we ate every morning, but when I woke up and was in the mood and felt like I had energy, I would help him. Baking is 100% therapeutic for me. We also spent a lot of time with our dogs. So we had 3 dogs in one small house. It was crazy, but it was a good kind of crazy. Rufus started to lose his teeth, and he would cuddle with us, and he still does every single morning. And he also went on a boat for the first time in his 6-month-year-old life, or whatever you call it. He loved the boat. He loves the breeze in his fur, so that was definitely something for him.
Rufus, kolla här. Kolla.
Some days the rain poured down, and other days the sun shined. It felt like the weather was a constant reflection of my feelings. I spent 2 weeks healing and processing, laughing and crying, and it was time to leave the island and head back home to Stockholm. I think I felt a tiny bit stronger than when I came to the island. After a week in Stockholm, we headed down to south of Sweden. We had booked a house there, and I think I only left the house 5 times in 1 week. It was a week of further reflection and healing, and eating, and swimming. I hadn't been allowed to swim or be in the water since surgery, so after a month of just looking at the waves, I could finally jump in. This time it was a pool though, which was totally fine by me. We went for sunset walks with Rufus, we dressed up to eat dinner outside, and I woke up every morning before Rufus and Rasmus, and I had my morning coffee alone. I spent this time looking at the view, the greenery, the ocean, the tiny houses on the other side of the hill. And then Rufus and Ras woke up, and we ate breakfast. Again, home-baked bread. You know how they say that time heals all wounds? I think that's right. I think that time does heal everything. Not only, the physical scars that I have on my body, but also, the scars that are inside of me, all of the emotions, all of the feelings. I'm slowly healing and I'm slowly becoming myself again, even though it's taking some time. But I know that this summer and this week here was exactly what I needed to just be able to relax, to unwind, to focus on myself and to focus on healing rather than working and, doing my best all the time. I just let myself be whatever I needed to be, and I let myself feel whatever it was I needed to feel that day. And I think that was something that I should have prioritized earlier, but I'm happy that I finally prioritized it and let myself just breathe a little bit. And then after 1 week of sunshine and hot weather, it was time to once again head back to Stockholm. This time for good. Vacation was over. It was time to get back to work and some kind of routine. I left Stockholm beginning of summer feeling strong and feeling whole. I came back feeling a little lost and like a piece of myself had been lost somewhere on the West Coast. And I told myself that is okay. I know I'll feel stronger again soon. We have spent our days back in Stockholm working at the office, and whenever we've had time off, we have taken our car to escape the city, to swim, to have picnics, or to just drive around. This summer has been confusing, but filled with love. And once again, I would like to thank Volvo for making all of this possible. Thank you for letting me travel around Sweden through this confusing times safely, and for connecting me with my loved ones, my family, and my friends. And with the West Coast. I love the West Coast. I love summer on our little island, just being surrounded by nature and the quietness there. I hope you all had a great summer, and I hope it was filled with sunshine, with delicious food, with loved ones, and a little rain. Because nature needs it, and to be frank, sometimes we need it as well. To just allow ourselves to be inside and feel whatever it is that we need to feel. Don't forget to hug your loved ones, don't forget to hug the people around you, and don't forget to hug yourself. I love you guys.